Welcome back. That is Gavilan. You might recognize that song if you're Chilean. It's um so this is a cover actually. 1 second. Forgot the name of this. Entomos, there you go. Sorry. So it's a cover by Entomos. The original song is from Violeta Parra, of course, which is a kind of a classic Chilean singer and musician in general, like guitarist. And that song, like your original one, actually, it's fairly progressive. So it just makes for a good progressives, uh, like fully progressive if you want, or progressive rock cover. Is kind of sadly one of the few songs I actually like from Entomos. It's a cover for another person, but that's fine. I don't think Entomos is bad at all, but they have a little bit of, at least the one album I heard, because they definitely have more that I haven't heard, but the one from this song, it has a little bit of this, I like to call like soulless progressive, which is like just wanting to show off a little bit without not putting a lot of feeling, which it's fine on Gavilan because Gavilan is a great song already that already has a lot of feeling. So any cover you do, even if you try to take the feeling away, it's still gonna be there. But they're awesome musicians for sure. No doubt about that. Probably better than I can ever be. But hey, I can have an opinion regardless. Alright. What is this? Demo?
Forget it.
Alright. So, level 1, that I can always just go for the optimal. Which is not that. But if I don't get it, it's fine. I'm here, I can do that. There's a backup to Eric. Here, I was getting like good with the optimal strat like long ago on 2018. So I can just go for that. Steal. Yeah, there's something I kind of need to check here though. Hang on. Because there might be a positional thing that I was like not completely aware. Okay, that's wrong. How ties that Busan 1-1? I don't know. Like down to the cycle? I don't know. Is that enough? It's like, I would say choose 1 cycle or 2 cycles. I don't know if it'll be 3. So yeah, dialogue is like around here, but you don't actually need to go all the way there to finish the level. Okay. Does Olaf have like a beer or not? Yeah, no. Like you need to barely touch. Maybe when she turns around. Yeah, look at that. I think it is when she turns. Look at that. I think the last one can be here. I don't think all of them can be here. Yeah, I think the last Viking has more room. Yeah. Interesting. It's kind of new for me, actually. And that actually helps, because I think if you go too fast here, you can still trigger the dialogue with the last Viking. Yeah, like that. If you don't stop. So this is the dialogue of the kind of tutorial dialogue, like reminding you that you need the items. And then the level finishes anyways. Because you already gave the thing. So yeah, that's good to know. Not mandatory to kill the skeleton, actually. Which is something I could just take away from the thingy. The HRT. And then here, I could actually do a switch immediately after this. But for the sake of keeping it simple, I'm just gonna keep going with dialogue. It's more comfortable with switches too. Okay, that is wrong. Yeah, no, that one. There you go. And then... there you go. Yeah, Eric's not on the best spot, but I can actually cancel that boost. Okay, I should check for this. Let's see, is the vampire active or not? Yeah, I don't think it's active yet. Yeah, no, it's not active. Okay, so... shit. I'm recording for a reason. Okay. $38. 38. Okay, so I think the difference comes from how much I hold. Because I normally wait more. Like until you're big, kinda. But you can cancel the thing immediately after you press up. You cancel the entire dimension. It's just that when you hold up, you usually don't cancel it because you're holding a direction. Whereas if you do it with B, or I guess with Y also works. Also, yeah, input display. Okay, that's way easier. So you can cancel it with B or any face button. I don't remember. Yeah, not A, of course. Yeah, no, just Y and B. And the thing is, you can press B on Y while you walk. So it's an insta cancel. Like a frame 1 cancel. Whereas on the other one, you're gonna lose at least 1 frame, because you cannot hold both directions at the same time. I guess you can, with a D-pad. Or with this even. I'm technically holding 2. So I guess that will work too. Yeah, that works too. So you can do all those. But yeah, I like the using a button strat, because you just hold that direction and it insta cancels the thing. And I guess it's the same going down. Yeah, it's the same going down. Now that one, you can only do it changing your direction very fast. So I gotta get used to that. To save frames. Yep. So yeah, that was something you would go for TISs, but if it is free, you can always implement it on RTA. Yeah, gotta use the old strat. And then what? Just there might be alright. Then I guess around here. Switch back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, agree. Yeah, so I'm saving like 2 switches here for any percent. No. Yeah, seems fine. That's Olaf. I actually shouldn't go for that boost. This one I think I'm going like kind of YOLO and react to it. Just why not? Now, of course, if I fail, that happens. So maybe I should just completely avoid it. Like, it's still easy to implement it later. It's a hard decision. Yeah. It's just so boring. Yeah, okay, no boosts. I'll try to hold myself. Only the necessary ones. There's a couple of necessary ones. We'll get to those later. No. Ageless scare. Well, vampire. What the fuck? Yes, took the damage. Also, how many cycles do we have here? I don't even know how to calculate it. Because I was doing this too early. Well. Okay, I think that's the last one. No, not even. $90, okay. 89. 88 is the last one. No. 87 is the last one, okay. So it's like close to the surface. And of course, it also depends on your speed, like the swimming speed right here. So 87. 1. That's one cycle. One would be like 81 or so. Okay, it's 2 cycles. Yeah, I guess about 2 cycles, depending on your speed on the and your alignment. With missing platform water speed. Yeah, it should be a lot easier, actually. But then after the water, you just go up indefinitely. So you can't complete the level. I guess you will need to like... You will need to bunk here or here. Because there's nothing here. You can always bunk on the limit of the level. The down limit, but... But yeah, I think I was doing it too early. I can do it like way later. Like around there. I was doing like from like here. On all my runs. Oh, that one. And yeah, I actually don't know how much this saves. I'm kind of curious. I've been timing some strats offline. Because it's kind of tedious to do it online. So I might do it offline too. Because this one is particularly tedious because you need to find a spot where both routes converge. That is the tedious part. But it does save time. Like I remember doing a rough estimation a while ago. Very rough estimation, and it did save time. I just don't remember how much. Actually, a rough estimation was kind of looking at results of individual levels, pretty much. Not much more than that. So it's very, very rough because there might be mistakes somewhere else, you know. Yeah. Especially in a game like this. Like in Eternal, there's a lot of spots that aren't that hard to time. Weirdly enough. Like I timed so many stuff on stream on Eternal because of that. Okay, for RTA, I'm gonna wait for one fireball. There you go. That's just 1 damage on Fang. And there's another message there from Bylog, but that one is different than the tutorial on the other level. This one actually doesn't trigger if you already deliver all the items. Individual missions to Hyrule Warriors. Don't go down, don't go down. Almost dropped my controller. Small things where you can gain or lose time and stuff, yeah. Yeah, I've been that game. It's always like the amount of, I guess, the amount of movement options plus the amount of attack options in your case, because there's a lot of fight. And that's the cool thing. One of the cool things about Eternal is being, I mean, it's cool and not cool at the same time. It's this different thing, which is more limited. You know, you don't jump. You barely have any movement options in general. And like leaving aside all the TIS stuff with perfect angles and stuff, because that is a very tricky thing on camera. Actually, Sir talk about that, how insanely difficult it is to get the proper movement on a TIS because of the camera changing all the time and being 3D controllers, and you don't have power over the camera. But for RTAs, it just makes fairly easy to reproduce movement. And then you don't have that many fighting options, you know? Yeah, animation cancels. It's actually, yeah, that's a thing on Eternal too. Like those can be harder, but also it's kind of a big window to have animation cancels because you can buffer them. I always put animation cancel, or rather attack cancel, well, animation cancel too. I always put it close to L canceling on melee. For me, it feels pretty much the same. It's great because I almost use my same muscle memory for both games, and I think it's about the same timing, more or less. So that's like how hard, quote unquote, it is to do attack cancels on Eternal. Like if you already are good at L canceling in melee, then you know you have the required skill to do attack cancels on Eternal. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't know at all how many frames you have or that, but it might be similar to a frame data of melee. It feels about the same for me. All right, this level, I've been going very slow on this level, which is the correct thing to do. No boost here. Oh, actually, I need to check on something. I actually need to time something, sadly. So there's one trick that didn't make it into the TIS because Chelsea is covered, I think, the same day, just a little bit after that, which is walking on spikes. I don't actually know if this saves time on my category. It might. It definitely might. I actually need to. I completely forgot about it. So. Okay. Well, I guess I can use the TIS to time the other thing. I only need to time the new thing. Yeah, it's pixel perfect though. As you might expect. Something like this. But there's a good setup for it. Apparently. So I think it's there. And then... What is it? No, I need this thing. There. Okay, it's not exactly that pixel. Is that the last pixel or no? Okay, so I gotta watch out for it. I have it saved. Okay. Then it's... I think that's why. So the main problem for Micah Zero is what do I do here? I need to start moving Biolog and Olaf slowly. On special moves, you have the jump. On 2 player, you can move both at the same time. On 1 player, no special moves. You have to awkwardly switch between them. That's like the main issue. Kinda. Yo, lastly, how are you doing? Okay, this is too low. It's not exactly this spot. Oh, it's just from the normal spot? Not. Okay, it's not from here. Might be from here. What? Oh. Okay. There's this one. How do I get that one? So it's not from this tile, because that's too low. Or is it? This one is too low. Yeah. It's like this one. Yeah. And this one is too high. So it's like middle. It's like half a tile. Subtile. It's actually not that hard to get. How's it going? It's going very good. What am I doing? I have a mug. Which is scary. I'm always scared of having mugs near my computer. Okay, that's not enough, of course. So this is the complicated part. Like, I bet you can do this with a rhythm or something. But doing it slow, like, super sucks. Like, if I do it like this, I don't see this being faster. Like, even that, you can't really make it. This would probably make it, yeah. Jesus. Plus, also the game can decide to, you know, betray you on cycles. So even if you get it perfectly. That's the other thing. Like, right there, it betrayed me. Seems extremely hard. Because you get the same one time. Now, I can do, like, single movements. Something like that. I don't know if that takes more or less time. No, it's not a good trade-off. I'd rather take the boost. Because you have a faster reset. Now, there's more trade-offs. It's not just the boost. Like, if you're comparing optimally, the other optimal route is actually doing a boost cancel into an auto jump switch and then a boost with Eric. Those are all the things you do on the other one. Okay, that took a little bit more. That's just extra switches instead of calculating. And this is very RTA timing. Ooh, even that one? Jesus. Reckless spikes. That was like 7,700 something. Yeah. I need to hold Y. Oh yeah, I also need to remember leaving the shield up. So yeah, again, that setup is really good. Really, really consistent. Really, really good. Oh, that doesn't do it? That would be great. And it's like barely. Maybe if I... Ooh, you can just do that too, I guess. Like maybe if I leave Olaf like around here. I don't even know where Eric is. Oh, it's around there. Okay, I see. I wonder if you can like bonk here. Not enough for a boost. There is enough for a boost. I knew it. I knew it. That's for the TAS. So you land here, and then you do the boost into a landing, a dropping double jump. That one's for the TAS. Yeah, no, you're not doing that. You're just doing this. Yeah, and actually, I'm like leaving Eric here, and then going Badlock immediately. Yeah, on my case, this only saves the Olaf part. Which I don't think it takes these much. So around here, I think is where both routes converge. Like when I come back here to Eric, or rather, I do the ram, and both are on this spot. Look at that. That's how you do it. And also skip this dialogue, which you can do on... Oh no, no, this part is different. Like, these guys are not exactly on the same spot. So we need to time this part, I guess. Or rather, what's going to happen is that once I do this, and to time like more or less how much time it takes to move these two guys here. I need to add that to the spot I'm using. Don't do it. You're gonna beat my PV and I'm gonna feel bad. Because all the time is spent on this. You're a pretty good runner overall. I can totally beat my time. What do you mean? You got accepted into GDQ. I didn't. That's all the argument you need. No, congrats by the way. Like big congrats for that. Okay. Again, I can use the TIS for the other route, so I only need to time the other one. Yeah, okay. That is actually comfy. That's not enough? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Everything depends, like whether Eternal makes it or not is a fight between the pandemic and my willpower to travel outside. You know, because I am like reasonably sure that I can make enough money if I like, you know, spend like I do a little bit of PR here and there, and I do like a marathon. You know, I have the true 100% for, which is like an 8-hour run for Eternal. I can convert that into a mini marathon to get funds from people, and I bet it can work. So I don't think the funds are the biggest problem. They're still a problem because I don't have a job and I need to eat and all that shit. But I think I can get it. If again there is this objective of traveling to GDQ, you know, I feel like people might be willing to pay for that. But a bigger problem for me is traveling. Like I'm scared. I'm scared of traveling alone, and not even alone, just with someone. I'm also scared because I actually had a cousin when I talked to her about this like years ago. Like, you know what? I'm considering if I ever get to a GDQ or into a GDQ, I would travel. This was way before pandemic, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I've been on US a couple times. I can go with you if you want." I was like, "That would be amazing," you know, because she can help me with a lot of stuff, but it's still so scary for me. Plus, I'm already like a GDQ online is still scary for me. It's still a lot of anxiousness, but there's not a crowd, you know. There's not. I don't have to exist. I barely exist on an online setup, you know, Because that's the thing. You have to exist in place. You need to like eat. You need to survive. You need to get a hotel. You need the tickets, all the different things. On online setup, I'm in my house. You know, it's like I can do whatever I want. I mean, not whatever I want on the camera, but like it's fine. The only thing I worry about that is external and I don't have power over it is the internet. It might go down, who knows? Because Chile. But that's like the one thing I don't have control, and I guess the dogs. Yeah, but listen, it's eternal. I can always make the joke that the dogs are sanity effect, and that's it. So that's it. And I have like reasonable noise suppression on Discord. Fine. But on a live setup, there is just so many variables, and my anxiousness grows a lot, you know? Even while at the same time it's kind of cooler to do it in a live setup, you know? It's like I think it's a bigger historic precedent to get Eternal on the live spot than on an online marathon. Sure. And I think it would be even like cooler if I'm gonna say it, if the most influential Eternal speedrunner gets it on the spot, you know, live. Sure. But I don't know if it's possible. Like I'm starting to doubt because I at some point I have enough energy to do it, and I actually submit before pandemic. You know, I was willing to do it, but I didn't go in. And then as the year passes, I'm starting to lose energy with that shit. So I don't know. I don't know, folks. All right. It's not a whole lot of Eric, but so one option is this. No, definitely not that. Like I still wait a lot. I think I can clean Bylog and then Eric. And then who takes from here? Eric. Yeah, I'll save these on 8, 9. No. Let's do Eric first. Wow. Why is that so much faster? Maybe just better switches? I guess I don't know. Much longer you're gonna be doing runs for at all? Like, are you gonna retire speed running or what? Okay, I might just need to move Olaf. Like that, yeah. I mean, just drop Olaf, not move him a whole lot. Okay. So that on seconds is 6 on 24. 40 seconds plus 1, so 41. 41 point 20 frames, 0.3. 41.3, I think. I gotta burn out of it eventually almost 2/3 of your life at this point. That's quite a lot, yeah. Yeah, it depends. Like, you can always, like, everything depends on what you get from it and how much you enjoy it. Like, I look at other of my hobbies, for example, like music. But I haven't done music my entire life, so I guess not. Yeah, because it's different. It's not the same as taste, or rather, not taste, but like it's a very active thing, right? Like, you have to sit down and do runs. It's not like listening to music, for example, because I could give the example of listening to music. I've been doing that for a whole lot, but yeah, it's not the same. But also, you like, you don't have to run, for example. You might just route or just do stuff. You can also, like, you know, step away from it. Like, for example, I guess I can compare it to playing an instrument, which is not the same as listening to music, because you have to sit down and play the thing, right? And do and practice. And I actually think playing an instrument is almost the same as doing a speed run, because it depends of time. You need to hit a string of inputs, right? And you want to get it as best as possible, but there's always going to be mistakes. And you have to react in time to those mistakes and repair them in the way, because you can't just stop, right? You need to work around those mistakes. It's very similar. It's almost the same. And so what has happened to me is that I don't really play music every single day, you know? I play like once a week. And I also had periods of like an entire year without taking my guitar at all. And I still do it after and get it again. So I don't think there is like a necessity to call like retirements and stuff like that. You can just stop doing something and you don't even need to make a statement. We kind of, I think we are on that mindset on speedrun in particular because of all the online presence we have as runners. And so we kind of have we feel the responsibility of telling people that we are going to stop, even if it is for a period, like taking a break or stuff. But depending on how big your following is and how much of this you do just for yourself, you actually don't have to tell anyone. Honestly, like for example, if I stop, I would probably tell Leslie and Nono because they're subs on my channel, so yeah, they won't have their money worth if I stop, at least for the next month. But that's about it. I mean, the other people, I of course, I guess I care about everyone else, but I I don't need to pay anything back, technically, especially after all the work I've done on a lot of games. Like my tutorial will still be out there, my runs will still be out there. I don't really have a responsibility. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's most runners do it for themselves, and that's fine. An excuse to find out how games work. It is a good excuse. It pushes you. I've discovered more stuff on games just by speedrunning than doing anything else, honestly. Okay. As soon as you press see another, if you hold this platform, normally they will never see this much commentary from myself on this speedrun. To avoid the pulley, but you see the pulley. So that was the first world transit. Okay, so around there, so it's like 7.5 or so. So that was the first world Transylvania. Yeah, I would call it 7.5. 700.5. Now we're gonna go to the second one. So I'm doing all this shit, of course. You'll see the difficulty, if you ever play this game casually, the difficulty spikes and like a whole lot between areas, and then on the same area you kind of get kind of a plateau on difficulty. Pretty much every level on an area has a similar difficulty, but you see the difficulty rising between areas. Yeah, I know I can just skip, but I kind of want to watch it. So you see, every time Okay, so I did the heat, but these guys are not quite in the spot yet. So I need to add this extra walking, so like around there with Olaf. And then I need to walk about that same distance with Bylog to be in the same spot. So that'll be until like around here with Olaf, more or less. So probably around there. It's like a reasonable place to put it. And that's 37.5. So that's 37 seconds. Would you look at that? That's 4 seconds faster than this. Also, like, kind of HRT, if you want. Like, still human restricted, the one I did. Now, of course, this is with the boost and all that shit. So, but I don't think the boost and that saves like 4 seconds. Maybe like 3. So I don't think I'm doing this on rounds. And when I say that, I'm talking about individual levels. this probably saves a whole lot on other categories. Like, I think... I don't remember how much... I think Chansey calculated like 4 seconds or so for his category, which is special moves and 2-player. But it might be the same on pretty much any other category, because you can either jump with Bylog or move 2 characters at the same time. Now we're gonna go to the second one, Dark Ages, and you'll see. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not doing this. No thanks. TIS probably saves time, even on this category. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this saves time on TIS. Because then you can do like very sick movement with the shield. Yeah. Alright, actually, there is a setup to do this, but I don't think like that might be just slower than just starting running. Yeah, let's just keep it simple for any percent. I can even kill this fucker immediately to make it extra safe. Not the biggest fan of it, but I might just do it. Okay. Also, the backup for this would be just do the puzzle normally, I guess. Or do I do it with Bylog? I want to look into the backup. Okay, so I don't get that, I go down. Or I get it too early, like I get it here. Then I just go down, yeah. Then I can do a switch like that, go up here, and do the old. Hopefully. There you go. Come on. Yeah, I guess I kind of need to react to bad nights. If I get bad nights. Like if I just see one there. Probably need to just kill at least one. I can take 1 damage. There you go. Perfect. No. And then there's no safe strat here. I mean, the safe strat is not doing the skip. But I've been like so used to it, honestly. I don't even know the route without it. I'm kind of curious. I won't time it here, but kind of want to take a look. Without skip, you go here, actually. Maybe something like this. I guess I can, yeah. Okay, during this teleport I can move Eric a little bit if I want. That's all you gotta do. A lot. And from here, both converge. Kinda. I saw the platform. Seems a lot slower, yeah. I don't know exactly how much it'll be if you optimize it enough. Again, one of the things I might time offline. Because I am curious, like, do I lose more time than a second try, for example? Like, that is a big question, actually. It's a decently big question. And still, you do this part, you know, that still takes some time to go for the scroll and then go back. Yeah, the loading takes a whole lot. It's individual level loading. So it's like, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe? It's actually a whole lot. Okay, I can do some. Let's do some digging into it. Because why not? Actually kind of want the message of the beginning. That way I can compare to TAS. I mean, I only need to time after I die. Okay, so I'm still gonna get this one here. So from here, yeah. I'm actually almost sure I did time this at some point. It doesn't hurt to do it again. Okay. Oh, actually. Okay. And then that whole part again. Okay. That's one of them. You got... Didn't I have like a video source? Maybe it's here. Here it is. And just do another one. We already hit the. Alright, so around there. 58th. 858. Sub 11. Sub 111 mark. There's a little trick right there, which is an auto jump switch. You press jump and switch at the same time, and it will trigger an instant double jump from Eric. $9.17. That's 19 seconds. Is it really that fast? Interesting. Okay, so 19 seconds is how much it takes you to get here. Plus all the design time, which is 1,200 frames. That's like 20 seconds. 20 seconds something. Because 1 second... No, wait. Yeah, 1 second is 60, 10 seconds is 600, so 20 seconds, and then 35 would be 0.5, so 20.5 plus the 19, that is sweet 40 seconds, like 39.5. Okay, 39.5 is second try bump. And then every extra try would take that, right? So every try is 40 seconds. Okay. Allowing you to destroy blocks from short distances and with like an optimal switch, optimal time of switch. Right there's a sequence break too, of course. We clean that part with Eric and then save Scorch with Eric, which is way faster. I can avoid that damage. And that one's cycle perfect. So you got 3 frames to do it. Might take about the same time. Otherwise, you taking the damage boost. You land on the spikes. It's one of those. You might reset here. Okay. Yeah, Olaf's on a different spot. You know? Or at least you gotta do the beginning of the level like here. Eric will also be in a different spot, yeah. So I do this teleport. Your run is, I guess. And then after that switch, until Eric is like around here. There. Because I think he's around here on the other route. It will be 10:04 from 8:58. So that's a minute 6, I believe. From 9 is a minute 4 plus 2 seconds. Okay, a minute 6. Yeah, that's with perfect swimming. Swimming can take you a lot more. Swimming can take you a couple seconds more. I should actually time from here. Yeah, okay, let me go back to that. And you'll be fast, so I'm not putting the video. Will trigger. There's a little trick right. Okay, so 9:05. That is 59. Okay. So that's what I need to compare if I do the normal route from here. I'm going to examine it first. Around there. I'm so not used to these switches. Yeah, so I kill there, and then Olaf, yeah. Yeah, probably press this before the movement even. Oh, he goes down? He goes down, actually. I wonder if I can avoid that. Okay. Yeah, seems fine. I definitely can't do that. And that's the other thing. There's also like multiple optimizations you can do on every route. It's like the arc problem. If you actually avoid every single strat, like every single skip, even the scorch flying over the water, then the vanilla route is actually fairly difficult to optimize. Like there's a couple of very tight tricks you can do on that one too with the door. Yeah, it's like the nature of the game, and I guess it's kind of a common thing on speedruns too. Gotta get one of those fish for him. Oh yeah, actually, you can make a mod so Minecraft would show this fish. Yeah, I don't think I can get this Olaf. Yeah, I guess I can do that. As long as I don't get wombo combo. Yeah, I can take one. And then I need a turn around here. Kind of want to just, yeah, that's the good position, because then I'm going down and I'm gonna end up around here. So just there. Yo, Onikai-sama, how are you doing? Long time indeed. Cool, nice. I'm doing great. Just testing some stuff here. Yeah, and the thing with this one is it kind of makes health management with Scorch harder, kinda. So yeah, you don't do the skip on the spikes, but then you die with Scorch later anyways. Oh yeah, it's Olaf, right? Yeah, it's Olaf. Nah. Maybe that. There. All right, so 363. That is how much? Wait, is that a minute? Wait a second. Because 60 times 60 is 360, right? I mean, 3,600, right? I know it's simple math, but I just can't believe it. That's kind of a joke, isn't it? I'm missing something. I'm probably missing something. Because otherwise the fucking skip saves 1.5 seconds. I'm missing something. How are you doing, Shadow? Thank you for the good luck. What am I missing? There's no fucking way, dude. There, which is an auto jump 9.5. You press jump and switch at the same time, and it will trigger an instant double jump from air. Right there's a so you might reset here tricks, you know, or at least you gotta do the beginning of the level again. So it depends on how optimized your run is, I guess. There. Holy shit. I don't have any words. Like, what? How? Computer blue screen again? Jesus. Sucks. What kind of joke is this? I can't even time before. Just the two routes are like similar before, but I guess this is like the spot. Beginning of the level again. So it depends on how optimized your run is, I guess. Like he jumps from here. I jump from a similar spot. Then what the fuck is this? Legs. Oh my god. So it it says 1.5 seconds? No. Ah, this is so stupid. Okay, so this trick exists from TAP era. And like we pretty much like he way back he assume and then later me coming into it, we kind of just assume it save a bunch. We just assume it. Also during that time, we didn't know, or he didn't know, and then later I didn't know too much about camera optimization, like switches optimization. So that would probably give you a couple seconds more, but you probably still won't be, 1.5. I was expecting like, I don't know, 10 seconds, honestly. Mm. And that's the thing, like both are optimized fairly well on the comparison. Now, if I go one of them suboptimal, both have spots that are scary and that can, I mean, not scary, but like you lose a bunch of time by reorganizing some characters for damage and all that. But this is like, this is very unsounding because it's you're risking a 40-second loss, for a cycle perfect. Because that's what the spikes takes. It's a cycle perfect trick. All of that for 1.5 seconds. What the actual fuck? Am I really not missing anything? Like, I almost feel like I'm missing something. I mean, I guess Scorch doesn't have enough health, but also I have a turkey from Olaf, so this is like the same of the other route. It makes no sense. It almost makes no sense, but again, we never really time it against the vanilla route, like fully optimized, or not fully optimized, but like fairly optimized vanilla route, I think that's the main issue right here. Wow. What the fuck? And what about other categories? Like I bet this saves way more time on two-player, any of the two-player variants, because you have more players together. So you can do a whole more of stuff at the same time. Special moves, on the other hand, I'm not actually sure. It might even be slower on special moves because the people that do special moves usually go for a safer strat on this one. So you don't. So the trick on the spike is not actually cycle perfect, but you do fireballs. They usually do like 3 fireballs, which I bet whatever you want, it's more than 1.5 seconds. It's probably like 3 seconds or so if you're going for all those fireballs to reposition Eric for a safe drop. So you're probably losing time. Because what else do you do? Like, well, I guess you insta kill enemies with Eric, so that's a plus. So yeah, okay, it might still be safer, but you can also insta kill stuff with Olaf. To be fair. So depending on how you route it, how many enemies you're leaving behind, and you don't care, it's either the same or even slower. God, that is ridiculous. This is why you time stuff. But I still don't believe it. I really feel like I'm missing something. Kind of wish the AP was here. Just in case, yeah. At least I did that with art, for instance. To figure out how much the the Scorch flight saved. Because I wanted to figure that out. And that one ended up being faster. I want to check something. Yeah, like the arc, the first skip on arc is massive actually. The Scorch Tide Flight saves 27 seconds from the optimal vanilla route, which is, I find it even harder than doing the Scorch Fly myself. Because the vanilla one takes a lot of precision too. And then the pixel alignment saves 15.5 over the Scorch Fly. So compared to vanilla, it'll be like 40 seconds. A little bit over 40. Even with a dead, that's still faster. I don't remember. I have it on the time loss. Time loss is 25 to 26 seconds. Yeah. You can die once and save 0.8 seconds. Compared to vanilla. On pixel alignment, it's a little bit different. I actually haven't time dying on pixel alignments. I have only time like the time loss you get from failing a number of times, but not from dying. From dying it's probably a lot, like a whole lot. Takes more. It depends who dies too. If Eric dies, it's a lot more. If Bylock dies, might be similar, but still slower than Scorch, because Scorch dies immediately on that level. He drowns immediately if you go for that strat. Whereas Bylock takes a little bit of time to die because you have to electrocute 3 times, you know. Plus a hamburger, now that we know how to get always the hamburger. I can't believe I'm doing this. Now, if you get... Now, here's the thing. The switch right here, it's actually hard. Like, it's fairly hard to get this switch with Olaf. That might be an extra second of the geyser, or even 2. But even at that point, I'm losing 3.5 seconds. Not a whole lot. You know? Even if I get this part just like this, which is like comfy and not difficult at all. Because then also the knight is on a better spot. Like everything easier. Oh my god. No. Rude. Well, that can happen. But that can also happen on the other one. No. Oh, it's gonna be hard to get rid of this muscle memory too. Actually. Like you see there, I'm switching constantly to Olaf. That's what I'm missing. I knew it. I knew I missed something. The platform. Since I do the water section, I see the platform here. platform is on camera. Unavoidable. I knew it. I knew it. No, I didn't knew it, but I was suspecting. I was suspicious, at least. Something was off. Okay. So I need to... Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Now, to be fair, the platform was discovered way later. Like, way later. So still, there still was a fair amount of time where TAP was doing this. Saving probably nothing. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm glad I started practicing this. So I would notice this. I mean, listen, it was already faster, 1.5. Alright, so timing the platform is actually fairly hard. Okay, it might not be that hard. Like, I think I only need to time how much it takes to go down, like here. So, like... Five seconds. Okay, that makes more sense. Now, it might be less than that because you drop on the platform, and then I think he's falling already or not. Not, I don't remember. Let's see. Maybe it's here. There is no way to avoid it, right? Oh, there might be a way. No, there's no way. Like, you see it here. There's no way I'm... Like, here, you can kind of avoid it. On this part, I'm not actually sure if this is out of camera, for example. It might not be. I think the camera goes a little bit farther than the screen. Just a tiny bit. But I'm not sure. But here... Oh, it's like... Okay. I guess it's worth a shot. Yeah. Yeah, I was also thinking like that. Like 1 to 2, I was thinking. Yeah, 3 at most, I guess. Okay, it doesn't matter if you see the chain. Ooh. You can do it. But it probably takes a whole lot. Like this movement right here. Super awkward. Okay, maybe not that awkward. No, there I saw it. Yeah, no, I see it. I think it actually needs to be like completely on camera, maybe, because you even see this one frame where it doesn't exist. There you go. At least this thing. Maybe enemies have the 1 or 2 tiles. But maybe this has to like actually be on camera. Or maybe it loads the tile on the middle or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, like there, if you see it, you're done. So it's precise. Like this will take more time, you know? Basically, setting this up. Like here, I saw it. That took a whole lot. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, it's still... He still doesn't activate it until you see it. Like, he fall there, but platforms are not moving. I need to switch to Scorch and see it, and now they are moving. So I guess it will be those, like, about 5 seconds. Unless I do something else with Eric in the meantime. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do with Eric. Unless I move here, Eric, like immediately, and just see this fall. That's probably slower. I prefer to move Eric during the fall and then switch regardless. Yeah, this part also takes more. I need to time this entire part, so it's probably more than 5 seconds extra. Maybe like 7. And from there, yeah, this looks kind of in the realm of what I was thinking, you know? Like, I guess still lower than 10 seconds, maybe. But it'll be like 8th, my guess. But again, it's with the platform. So without the platform, they're super tied together. So if you do any kind of bad switch and you see the platform, because that can happen on the teleporter with Olaf, for example. you might not have that juicy time save. It's just really fun that it comes from the platform. Something like apparently unrelated, but it's all about the water, how the water section works. How do I time this? Here. Yeah, this is a good spot. So yeah, Eric would be in a slightly different spot here. Okay. So I guess after the switch. Like around there. Oh yeah, I can do that, okay. How about the camera? Yep. I can actually move Olaf during this too, which is the strat I was using in the past because of how much the pulley takes. Like there, and then I need to time until the end. Okay, I have the entire level on the TIS. So I can time from where I leave, which was the 3,630 frames. Where was it exactly? Was leaving Eric on the same spot. I was so close to discovering it too, after timing. Because I stopped like here. Right there, I stopped the timing last time. I can't believe I didn't react to Scorch having damage so quickly. Because you hear it like a lot quicker, the fall damage. So it's like around here. I guess I can do that. Oh no. Never mind. Also, this tray is hard to get. You need to be on about the same height. Or you can just... Oh, he's not far away. Oh, no, he is. Okay. The slightly safer strat is just wait until the bully is on, like, the correct spot. Like, that. Please. No, it's not quite it. Stupid. Also, Olaf has more items here instead of Scorch. So, Eric into Olaf into Scorch. What I'm missing? What did I miss? Oh, the egg. Okay, so the egg would be on Scorch. Yeah. So then everyone has an item, which is a little bit more awkward than the other one. Okay. So then I'll go back to Scorch. Like that. So we do this. Scorch is the last Olaf is the last item. It disappears, maybe. Okay. There. So 1900. Okay. Okay, a minute 32. 0.2. Now what about this? Okay. So what is this? This is an HR frames. Where's this? Beginning of the level again. So it depends on how optimized you are. Okay, so we started. Where did we start? Around here. There's a little trick right. Yeah, the 9.5, 95.5 right there. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. And then the end. So, oh, all the items are given already. So if you were to fall into them out of camera, so I guess it'll be like around there. And 31. That is a minute 20 something. 26 or not? Yeah, minute 26. The other one is a minute 32. Would you look at that? .5. That is 6 seconds. Not a whole lot. Again, if I optimize the vanilla because of the extra Olaf movement, I guess. But yeah, 6 seconds, definitely a lot for an individual level. But probably not a whole lot for a normal run. It's relatively early. Like, I remember back in 2018 when I was running this game a little bit. I didn't do a whole lot of runs, maybe like 10. But I did remember, oh, probably more than that. But I did remember just resetting here because it was kind of early if I failed it. But I guess it's probably not needed until I get below a certain threshold on my PVs. Might just avoid it, I don't know. Again, 6 seconds. Not a whole lot. Of running Yoshi Island. Yeah, I mean it is a thing. I think on a lot of games. I mean, Yoshi Island has the thing that the record has already been set with those things, right? Like what we talk about Roberto's cube with Nono the other day. Even to one that saves 20 seconds, but like you save so much more time. By practicing basic movement, yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I'll save minutes just by not dying. And a couple more minutes. A lot more minutes, probably. Just not bad switching. Alright. Now then there's the other trade-off, is you are giving up your muscle memory. And that's also time. That's different from the time you save on a run, that's time on real life. Because you need to practice again later. I don't think he's on the correct spot to go down. Yeah. Just close to it. Okay, that wasn't that hard. I guess it seems I haven't run this level in a while. It didn't took me that long to relearn. Seems alright. Not having to worry about the dropping double jump. Yeah, that's the thing. When you're a speedrunner, not a whole lot of people talk about it, but you also optimize time in real life. I mean, that's true for anyone. It's true. But you can take that on a different level, you know? That's why I kind of time my breaks from different games in such a way that so it makes me get rid of the muscle memory more or less, like enough to implement new strats the next time I go back to the game, and that has been working fairly well actually. So there is a save stat strap here too, which is not putting Bylog down. I don't know how safe it is though. But it's basically taking less damage. Like, I can still put Eric to get the fast ram. And then I move this guy. I think it makes it a tiny bit safer. And yeah, Wizards sometimes decide to don't exist. Here, if I take any damage, I think I'll take this guy. At least for starters. Even going slower. What do I lose with this boost? Let me kill this fucker. No. You cheater. Like, I don't remember if I go down after missing this boost. Yeah, I go down. Okay. But I do want to do it. Like, it's so good. Let's don't do it. It also helps with the wizard, actually. Because you do everything faster, so it's less time for the wizard to exist. But not a whole lot. Like, you can still do this part fairly fast. Without it. So I'm holding myself. Doing my best at holding myself. I need to find a threshold. Like, I need to hold myself from all the boosts that are unnecessary or waste a lot of time if you don't get them. See how much my time goes, like how well, and then after that I can think of a threshold to start implementing more stuff. Because right now I have no idea. That's the other thing with this game. I didn't expect the HRT to go sub 1-4. Like, what? I couldn't predict that at all. I was expecting sub 110 for sure, you know? But it's just that thing that I'm not that used. Like, I've done a lot of HRTs of ED, you know, like Eternal Darkness. And on that, there's two things going on. One, movement is harder to optimize, so it's less noticeable. And the other thing is, I actually don't know exactly how much those HRT will take on a console because of dolphin shenanigans. Like, I already beat one of my HRTs with free cast, of course, so it's a new glitch. But that one might be sub 30, and it's the timer. It doesn't say sub 30, 130, because the lag of Dolphin. Like, Dolphin adds at least a minute to all your runs. Modern Dolphin, because of your computer. 5.0 stable, on the other hand, that discounts about a minute, so it's unfair. And that's the reason why we don't allow it. Of course. Play safe on that. Use the thing the entire way. I'm also supposed to do a jump with Eric here. Forgot about that. That surface jump. Okay. I could even move Olaf. I don't remember what's the range of this wizard when the door's open. Without expansion peak chips, it's pretty accurate. Where are those expansion peak chips? The same peaks. There's a boost there. Well. God. Like expansion pack on 64. I'm not reading the entire Wikipedia article. I just want a simple answer. Like I don't even want to get into it. I figured it would be something like that. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I'm still gonna do my setup here. because I like it, and it's actually fairly safe. Like, I can do that, an early fart on that part at least. But yeah, you just tap B twice for the first spikes and it just works. Then Olaf. There, you can react to the wizard actually and hit it to avoid damage. Just gotta pay attention. Dragon is on a bad spot. There you go. Okay, I want to finish at least this war, and then I'll call it a day. Okay. I'll strat here. That's Olaf. He drops down actually with a fart. Yeah, I move dialogue like until here. Yeah, okay. Oh, and I can get Eric immediately out. Because Olaf will do the wait. Like that. Then Olaf. Oh yeah, and then yeah, so Olaf goes here, goes small, and then I can do this, and then Olaf, and then Eric. Probably want to move Biolog a little bit more then. Can I? No, I can't. No, I can. Okay, good. And there's enough time for it. Okay, I actually need to... Oh, yeah, there's this problem. I forgot about this problem. Totally forgot about that. There's the timing problem. because that solves that. Okay, that works. And then this one, this might be another one of those skips that, who knows, maybe it doesn't save all that much time, but I am a believer that this one does save a lot. Okay? Now the fair comparison would be failing a couple times. Like, how many fails do you need, you know, for this skip to don't be worth it? But yeah, this one should save a lot, actually. And not doing it and try to optimize that would be hard, I think. Because it would mean you need to kill a lot of stuff. And do some tricky geyser stuff too. Like, it's probably even more risky in a way, because you will die from enemies. At least to do it optimally. I bet there is a boost there. Haven't even dig into this. No, actually, there might not be a boost. Like, might be too close. I don't know if that is the boost, or I'm getting it too late. No, there it is. Okay, but you get caught. Yeah. And there's nothing here. There's like, for example, that's a turkey. That could have been an item. If that was a mandatory item, we would be doing this. I'm glad it's not. And then there's a fish, there's this whole area just to press the button right here. And I can do it without action duplication even. Which is kinda cool, I guess. And then from here both collide. Both routes are pretty much the same from here. Exactly the same actually. Fire. It's nasty. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to time that. Not today, I think, but probably want to move that after. Oops. It's not that bad. But it's actually way harder than just do this, you know, like... I mean, not way harder, but you need to think about more stuff. Now, this one can also be nasty if you get down here. Things can also go wrong. Now that one, I don't think I'm doing it. The tide drop. I'm just gonna grab this for now. That one seems fine. Just kind of slow. Just take it slow. Receiving transmission. Yeah, it's the safest one I can think of. Almost a mega G. Yeah, if there wasn't a wall, this would be a mega G. No joke. Like, that was the mega G, I think. No, dude. And then here, I don't really have a better thing than just reacting to the wizard. This camera helps with the first wizard, kinda. But then that can happen. I think I need to get good at reacting. If I see it, I hit it. Or I try to hear it, hit it. Everything depends on my health too. And that strat right there is actually not that hard. I might avoid it though. If I'm on 1 health with some people, I'll go 1 by 1 on characters. Because there is a wizard that can kill you. But I think I'll react to 1 health. Alright. That is good enough. So, thank you everyone for watching. That'll be it for today. I'll get the video of the thingy for YouTube and Reddit and all that shit. So everyone can share it if you want. Some good commentary stuff. And yeah, see you on another day. I'll probably keep going with some of this any percent stuff that I need to do. I might time more stuff offline or online, we'll see. It depends how it goes, for sure. How much time I have outside of the stream too. And after that, the spec runs. There is a chance that I'll do some ED tutorials, but it's a lower chance. It depends how it goes. It'll be like hardcore strats tutorials, maybe. Who knows? Big maybe. Anyway, bye bye.